I'm DVD, and with
And
us is
Zach. I don't have a name.
Zoc.
Zoc.
Actually, just mispronounced your name. That's what we do. You're Zoc. Not sure where that came from.
It
Do you
rhymes
remember?
with Bach.
Zochman Turner Overdrive.
Yeah.
Yeah, I sent an email way back when.
And
And I
someone
spelled with an
mispronounced it.
H,
Oh,
like Bach.
that's right.
Oh, that's what it was. Anyway, he's going to sit in for Mr. Pold.
He's still out of town.
Yes.
Very busy man.
Very
Yes.
busy.
Sometime next month, Mr. Pold will be on the show.
Willie?
Yes. We're also...
No, I was asking if Willie will be on the show.
No, we freed Willie.
Oh, okay, good. He didn't make it, and he killed our boy.
Yeah,
That's
you're
a
going to have
shame.
to keep on top of that. Make sure you're
Yeah.
getting picked up. What was I going to say?
Banter. You're going to
Oh,
banter.
fake sponsor. Our fake sponsor this week is the Entertainment Centaur. Never get bored with this large man-beast trotting around your house.
It's like a man beast in the china closet.
Yep. Somebody said that while we were at Master Zed's house last weekend. And I was like, oh, fake sponsor, Entertainment Centaur.
Why were we saying that? Oh, I get it. Never mind.
He was talking about an entertainment center.
You mispronounced it.
Something like that.
Or you misheard it.
I do remember what I was actually going to say, though.
What was it?
We're recording early, and this is going up early. Because we are going to meet Master Zed for our trip.
Yes, we are.
Next week will be a adventure
It'll be like this.
podcast.
It's going to be very shaky.
We'll be all shook up,
Yes.
and we should be back on schedule. So,
Hopefully. Hopefully we'll be back someday.
we did go help Master Zed move into his new house, as was alluded to on last week's episode.
Yes, which was fun and hot.
It
In
was
Zimbabwe?
very hot.
Northern Zimbabwe is where he's at. No, southern. Let's see. No, we have to go south, so southern Zimbabwe.
Yes.
Almost all the way to Antarctica.
I don't think
It's a
that's
little
accurate.
far.
Toward Antarctica.
Yes.
In the direction of.
That's more accurate.
It was good to see him and Charlie, and
Yes.
I
I have to practice my Tetris skills with
loading the truck.
truck
Yes.
loading. I got 2 successful truckloads from 2 different places, which is good.
Their new place is pretty nice.
It's very cool.
Well, the basement was cooler, but the
Yeah,
upstairs
actually, it was pretty
hot.
warm.
Yeah.
That's true.
It wasn't even shaped like a fake rhino.
It wasn't. So we stayed an extra night. And
Right.
we, after you guys left, we helped them set up a lot of their house stuff. So it's
good.
It's going to be really set up when you see it.
This weekend.
Yes, Friday when you see it, because I'm sure they worked on it more. Because
Yeah.
they seem like that type of people. They're on top of things.
Well, I had to be back for Sunday, and also me having the younger kids, I thought it would be a good idea to get out of there.
Yes.
So.
So we slept on an air mattress 2 nights in a row.
Mm.
The second night, I was later to the air mattress because I was playing video games. I think with Zoc on the couch.
Yeah.
I was playing Minecraft,
Looking for cows.
looking for cows in all the wrong places. I did find cows eventually. They're quite a ways away from my home base.
Under
So
the
I gotta-
building.
So I gotta try to get them back to my home base or just keep on going there and I want leather. Anyways, I got to the air mattress, laid down on it, and it squeaked. Because I'd helped them put together a table, a square table they use for Legoing. And it was pushed up against the railing, and our air mattress was against the legs. So every time I rolled over, the air mattress rubbed against the legs and squeaked, made a bad noise.
Nice.
So it'd wake me up every time it happened. So I tried moving the table, rotating, but it was stuck solidly against the...
Yeah.
And there's no way to move the air mattress because there's somebody already on it.
Mm.
So I just had to deal with it. And it was hot enough, there was no blankets involved. I was just sleeping on the air mattress. I think before we went to, I think it got up to 94 in there.
Wow.
Just warm.
And that's Celsius.
Yeah, not even
Oh.
Kelvin. That wouldn't be warm.
No.
It'd be really cold.
No. That's, what, almost 40 degrees Celsius? Pretty toasty. Yeah, that was the other thing. Was Mrs. Jimmy was not comfortable sleeping on the little camping pad air mattress
Oh,
she slept on, so she was couldn't have done another night anyways.
gotcha.
She was happy to get back to our bed.
As was I.
You were happy to get back to
Why
their
were
bed?
you in my bed?
This is weird. We played a game. We played a game called Pandemic. It's a cooperative game
Oh,
where you randomly select a type of character. I was a researcher. Each character has a different move or different specialties.
like chess.
And there's 4 different pandemics on a world map. And so it's kind of like the Harry Potter game. I don't know if you played that.
Yeah.
Where at certain points you have to release bad. Every time you have a turn, you have to turn over bad cards. And it spreads the pandemic. You try to cure it before you run out of your own cards to draw.
Sounds cool.
We won.
Good.
We conquered the viruses.
Saved the world.
Saved the world. It was nice. I didn't hear any thanks from anyone. But we did
Well,
it.
I appreciate it.
We did it all for the cookie. The nookie? No.
Were there cookies? And I wasn't.
Was there nookie involved?
It was not.
Okay, good.
Thank goodness.
It's not that kind of game.
No.
Although you could make it that kind of game.
I guess you could.
You could name the virus Nookie.
Yeah.
The nookie virus. I think that already has a name. It's called Mono.
Oh.
But I want to find another game that I've heard about. There is a Battlestar Galactica cooperative game.
Oh.
Makes me curious if maybe it's like the Haunted House one, where at a certain point one of the characters is revealed as a Cylon, and then you're fighting against them.
That would be cool.
I don't know. It's kind of fun just playing cooperative without having a bad guy, other than fighting against
The game.
the game.
I've requested the Harry Potter Hogwarts battle game.
It's very fun.
Hopefully I get it.
I've yet to play it. Any
It's
of them.
fun.
I've been
You're missing out.
absentee.
I think
in
you've been
all of them.
invited several times, so
So it's your own
Even
fault.
the invitation's not gotten to me.
maybe that's true. Maybe if you were not sleeping, it'd be better received.
Trying to hit that growth spurt.
When you're
somehow.
like asleep and yelling, "Hey Zach, you wanna go play games?"
Yeah.
Now you give me a zombie response, and since I'm fluent in zombie, he said no.
Oh,
There you go.
Brains.
no
Is that
brains.
No, comma, brains.
Oh,
Right.
sure.
So no more banter than that, huh?
No. Let's move into nerdiculture.
Awesome.
So, Zoc, I heard you are
Competitive gamer.
competitive gaming nowadays. So, tell us about that.
Yeah, me and my friends.
My friends and I.
Yes.
You have friends?
Very few, just enough to make a team.
How big's the team?
That's more than I have.
5 players, so about 4 friends.
Just enough. Somebody else wanted it, and I was like, nope, we've got the limit.
Yeah.
I beg to differ. I drive you to all kinds of parties at different houses, and I've been to more than 5 houses, I think.
It's because they move houses.
They move houses?
Yeah,
Oh.
that's what it is.
Well, that's confusing.
Yeah.
They're trying to throw you off. Like, take him down the road so he doesn't know it's my place again.
That's totally possible. I just take him where he asks me.
Yep, and I appreciate that. But yeah, we've been playing a game called Paragon. It's a MOBA, like League of Legends, for anyone who knows what that is.
What's a MOBA?
Uh,
Multi-online
Multiplayer,
Mul-
online,
Battle Arena.
battle arena.
Oh,
So it's 5 players who play against another 5 players, and the goal is to destroy the enemy core, which is like their main objective. And there are 3 lanes, and there are 2 towers for each team in that lane. So you battle against the other heroes and try and help you and your minions take the tower so you can get to core and take the core.
So it's like
Simplified.
capture the flag almost, but in games.
Kind of. Well, except, yeah, it's kind of like that.
So if you can kill each other.
Yeah. And then there's respawn
That's
times.
how I play capture the
we're
flag.
not supposed to do that and capture the flag?
Do I need to alert the FBI about something?
No.
Not that
Sure.
I know of.
Okay.
Sure, it's not federal crime.
I mean, not that you know of.
So yeah, we created a team and entered the first big Paragon tournament that started early in June of 2017.
we pronounce
to
it Hune on the
Hune?
show.
Okay. I'll try to keep that in mind. We made it past the first round. I play the support for the team, so
It's
I
like the medic.
I do healing. I make sure people don't die, and then I set up the kills. And I'm also the unofficial team manager. I research the enemy teams to see what their players play and how good they are.
That also sounds like a head coach almost.
In a way. I don't coach them to get better, but I do give them information that'll give us a competitive edge in the competition. And that played off when we got the one win we needed to move on to the second round. However, the second round did not go as well.
So you guys lost?
Yeah,
Was it big time lost?
it was pretty bad the first two games. The games usually last 30 to 45 minutes, and we lost the first two within 20.
Eee.
Yeah.
That's efficient.
And it was nice because my friends had their graduation parties,
Oh, so they were able.
so they were
So
able to
they
prepare for
tanked
that.
on purpose.
Maybe I'll have to talk to them about
Yeah,
that.
I would.
Hmm.
Maybe they were betting on the game and
Yeah.
Get through the game.
through the game. I bet we could be done with this in 20 minutes and 15 seconds. Weird.
It's a weird timing.
It's like on our road trip when I predicted exactly what time we'd pull in the driveway. Weird.
It's almost like you're driving the car.
I was getting close though. Just pushed it a little bit,
Indeed, you were.
but it worked.
Yes. So this is not a new thing. Gaming tournaments have been around.
Yeah, I've heard of Madden ones. I've actually seen some footage of some Madden games being played. There's a lot of smack talk in those.
Oh, yeah.
You're in the same room with this other person.
Yes.
Actually, went to get pizza yesterday. There was a gaming store by the pizza place. It was closed, but we looked in and they had a bunch of.
That's the one that's always closed when I try to go
We
there.
probably just try to go on Monday because that's when it's closed.
No, it's been different days.
But they have a bunch of like leather seats set up across from TVs on the wall, set up for gaming, I guess. And they had a GI Joe Cobra base that I wanted.
That's cool.
It was on the other side of the glass, so I couldn't get it. So you also are a Dungeons and Dragons player, right? Is that similar at all to cooperative or competitive gaming? Do they have can you do competitive D&D?
Not that I know of.
Oh, we just invented something.
There you go.
You get two different teams and you have to have what are they called?
Dungeon Master.
Dungeon Master that is
Impartial.
Well, if you were just gonna fight against each other, you wouldn't even need a dungeon master other than to like keep track of turns and stuff like that.
We'd have to set up the
it'd be
location of the battle arena.
Yeah,
You could even have some NPCs,
I actually DM'd
non-player characters for those of you not in the know.
I dungeon mastered a PvP battle, and basically I set them up in a large arena in the center of it and just had them go at it. They rolled their initiative, and I tried to like coerce them to get towards each other using different effects, but it was just them battling it out. The paladin won because he had the most health and healing spells.
Ah, I see.
War of attrition.
That's the way to do it.
I wanted to play, and I've never been able to play yet.
It's because he doesn't have any dice.
We do have dice.
Oh.
Yes, they've been located in my room.
I've also created two characters, so I've started at least.
Yeah, you lost
I've
the first
created
one.
one character, which I can't find the character sheets. I put it someplace where I could find it.
I knew you didn't have any character.
So the second one, I kind of randomly picked stuff. So I ended up being a mountain
dwarf
warlock,
which is unusual to say the least.
Mount warlock, that's what we call him. Yes.
Yeah, I was actually playing D&D today. My DM based it off of a video game, which I have not played, so the story was not spoiled.
Oh, that's
Is it
good.
that Dora the Explorer one I
Yeah.
had?
Your character meets a mysterious booted monkey carrying a backpack and a map. It's a map!
I thought Dora was the one that carried the backpack.
I don't know.
He knows. He just doesn't want to admit it. Are there other games you play with other people?
Multiplayer?
There's this one that is free for PlayStation Plus members called Killing Floor 2, where you play with a bunch of other people, I think a team of 6, and you fight against hordes of zombies with different perks. I am a fan of the Firebug perk, where I have flamethrowers and other flame weapons, and you just fight zombies of different types. There are big ones that charge at you and melee you. There are sirens that scream at you and just generally annoy you. There are ones that crawl on the ground and get in your way, so on. And then at the very end, you fight a big boss. It's very difficult to kill.
I saw an ad before a YouTube video for a game where it looks like it's a couple of years after a nuclear war. So you basically start as a character with like nothing. You have to go scrounge and find things to make your base. But it's a multiplayer open world. So there's other people you're vying against to get certain things. And there's mutants you have to also kill.
Reminds me of
interesting.
Daisy.
Can't remember what it was called. And it was just an ad, so I didn't get to see
Right.
much
A lot of
about it.
good
But it
games.
looked kind of like a good idea.
I've played online, just like games that have online features, and I always don't enjoy it.
Yeah, we played. What was the one we played? We played Uncharted, I think, online.
Yeah, and it was just like a battle arena,
Yeah.
basically. It was,
Yeah, I've never really been into multiplayer gaming. I've always been more of a solo, more for the story. But
yeah.
recently, like I met a bunch of friends who all had PlayStation 4s, and that definitely helped.
It'd be different if I was playing with people I knew, I think.
Yeah.
That definitely helps.
Because I played 2 games of Madden in my life online against people I didn't know. I just matched up. And both times I didn't actually get to log the game because they both quit.
Because they were losing.
Because they were losing.
Oh.
In fact, one I was kicking a game-winning field goal. And while the ball was in the air, it disconnected. It's like, oh, are you kidding me?
What a loser.
Yes.
That happens in Paragon whenever the new character drops, because they drop a new character every 3 weeks, and if you don't get that character in the draft, they'll just exit the draft, and you have to find a whole new draft.
Oh, that's annoying.
Yeah, so it takes a good, 10-15 minutes just to get into a game when new characters come out.
Lame.
Indeed.
They should have something that prevents people from doing that.
All
So
they
you're-
have right now is punishments. If you do it too many times, you get banned from the game for a day to a week to several weeks.
So what was the grand prize for said Paragon tournament?
Okay, so round 1 was a round robin where 4 teams play against each other once, and then the winner moves, or the top 2 teams move on to round 2, which was also round robin.
Okay.
And then round 3 started an elimination bracket where 2 teams would play against each other 3 times, and then best 2 of 3 moves on, so on and so forth. And then the top team from that bracket moves on to the World Championship, where they get, I believe it was $5,000 or $1,500, one of the two. And they get flown to North Carolina, which is the Epic Games headquarters. And then the second top team got sent to North Carolina as well. And there they would face up against the best team from Europe and East Europe.
Interesting. All in person, though, huh?
Yeah, once you move to North Carolina, it's in person.
So is that like a 4-sided stage or something?
Usually,
Or we actually give you guns and... Your final stage will be LARPing. Here's a basket of your characters. Like a little... You have lightning bolts, right? Here you go. Here's your erasers. Lightning bolt. Lightning bolt. Beanbags, maybe?
There you go. Yeah, I think usually the last stages they go to a giant stage.
Taser.
Lightning attack!
Ah!
I
It's
soiled
stunned for
my
3
armor.
seconds. Ah.
That'd be bad.
Yeah. not sure we can get the proper release forms for that.
They signed the waiver.
What
I didn't read the waiver.
It's usually just a stage with like 5 screens on one side and 5 screens on the other, and each person gets on the screen and they play on the same stage.
Oh, I got you. Like that old movie from the 80s where the kid runs away from home.
Yeah, the wizard.
The Wizard, yeah. That's a good movie.
Yo, Wizard Harry.
That's where we first saw Super Mario Brothers 3. And it taught everyone how to use the whistles to move ahead levels.
Yeah, that was clever.
Yeah, because otherwise there's no way you'd figure that out.
Right.
Nintendo
Maybe.
is clever.
Unless you got Nintendo power.
Well, they were.
I don't know. I still think they are.
For a while they were too clever by half, I think.
By half a cleverness
Yes.
A club.
Clef.
They were 2.5 clevs, where the maximum should be 2.
I think they went too gimmicky for some of their game systems.
I have to agree there. The Wii.
Like the Wii was definitely like a party system for like
Yeah.
having friends over. And
Yeah,
For
that was
nerds
kind
that
of
don't have any friends.
revolutionary with the Move controller.
That's true.
yeah, but it opened gaming up to too many non-gamers who then
I think that's
didn't
what
really-
their goal was.
They couldn't get the gamer market because the PlayStation was out.
That's true.
Yeah.
Well, they had to.
But now they're gonna have to buy against
It was-
Atari as well.
It was originally going to be the Nintendo PlayStation, and then Sony and Nintendo split up.
Yep. A little bit of trivia right
So
there.
did you guys hear about the Atari?
No.
They're coming out with a new game system, going back into hardware.
Interesting.
Really?
And from what I've heard, they're still gonna have like wood as part of their console.
Cool.
Because the old Atari 2600 had wood on it.
Oh.
I've got one actually in another room.
You found the TV.
We should mount some of those game systems around in here.
All right. Thanks, Zach.
Yeah, good job.
It's a pleasure.
Very
That's
interesting.
nerdiculture. And now, Technergy
So speaking
with
of
St. Jimmy.
hardware gaming consoles, remember the mini NES that came out that
I do.
nobody could get a hold of?
It made it really difficult for me to do a web search to find to scale or like pictures of NESs to make a Minecraft plan to build one.
Well,
I couldn't tell which one was which.
now they're coming out with a mini Super Nintendo.
Nice.
So it's going to come preloaded with a bunch of games.
There's one called F something. Where you're
F-Zero?
Like F-Zero.
I
It's a
believe
racing
so.
game.
There's
Yes.
a Yoshi game, I believe.
So
Is
there
that on it?
are going to be 21 games on it, so fewer than the mini NES,
No, they're bigger, right?
but they're more
Substantial,
substantial games. The console is going to be $80, and it's going to come with 2 controllers. And there's a list of games. Some of these, like Contra 3, Donkey Kong
Earthbound?
Country, Earthbound.
Ooh. Never played Earthbound. Heard it's
Heard about
really good.
It's Japanese, so I'm not surprised you've heard about it.
It'll have Final Fantasy 3, which is an RPG.
That looks
F-Zero.
like we used to have a game called on our Nintendo called Princess of Scheherazade.
Yes.
It was a role-playing game when the first time I played. It looks very similar to not quite as good graphics as that.
There's a couple Kirby games. There's a Legend of Zelda game, a Mega Man game.
Ooh, I like
Secret of Mana.
There's an RPG called Secret of Mana, Star Fox, and Star Fox 2, which never was released before.
Really interesting.
So they canceled it during development, and now you're going to be able to play it.
That's cool.
There's a Street Fighter game,
Oh, I like Street Fighter.
Castlevania 4,
Castlevania.
which looks awesome. Super Ghouls and Ghosts, I've never heard of that one. Super Mario Kart.
Mario RPG.
There's a Super Mario RPG called Legend of the Seven Stars.
That's one of the first big Mario RPGs, and it led to a bunch of spin-off RPGs like Paper Mario and Mario and Luigi.
Of course, Super Mario World will be on there, and Super Metroid.
Ooh, this looks really good.
Super Punch Out, and Yoshi's Island.
Island. Yeah.
So- Pretty cool.
Maybe we'll be able to get our hands on one this time.
Maybe.
Maybe.
They're selling really fast, I've heard.
Yes, the mini Nintendo basically sold out so fast that, and then they stopped making them. It's like,
yeah.
why
If you have a side gig or you work full-time as your own boss, there are...
Site decided to start playing an ad, so it's
Hashtag not sponsored.
So when are they going to do like a mini original Atari?
I'm just waiting for the mini PlayStation 4.
I think they already have that. PlayStation 4 Slim?
I have a mini PlayStation 2.
Me too. Me also.
I've been playing that a lot lately.
You've been playing my PlayStation 2?
No, mine.
Oh.
We need to hook ours up and get another controller.
Yeah.
A lot of good
But they have controllers at GameStop.
Yeah, Dad. Ever heard of Amazon?
Yes.
So
Yes,
mini Super Nintendo. I didn't see when it's going to come out though. So
hopefully when I have money.
just check Google. It's pretty cool.
I'm looking for the Google.
I wonder what they're going to do next. Because what was that next? The 64?
Yep.
Yes.
So there's a lot of good games on there. I bet they'd have the James Bond one.
Is this them just trying to battle people that have emulators?
I don't know. I'm wondering if that's why the mini Nintendo didn't stay in production, because it's like you can get all these games on your Wii.
Yeah.
I don't know what the cool thing is. The controller for the mini Nintendo would work in your Wii. So
I know Nintendo's been cracking down on the emulators, though. They've been shutting down a bunch of the emulator sites, and
yeah,
there's a big Pokemon fan game that was like in development for like a year or two, and it came out for like a week, and then they politely asked the creator to take it down because it was trademarked property, and they did. However, they also said that it's the internet, and there's no way to permanently take it down. So there are still people who have it and play it.
It used to be, they always have the disclaimer saying that you shouldn't download games unless you own them already.
Right.
Because a lot of times you can't get an operable Nintendo to play your games.
Yeah.
Although our grandma still has one.
Yeah. So I never had a Super Nintendo. The only time I ever played it was at a friend's house.
Me too.
So a lot of those games I've never played.
Yeah, me also.
I've only heard legends of them.
I've only played 2 of those games. I played F-Zero, because that's the one that came with this Super Nintendo. And I played the Yoshi's Island one. Which is fun. Or I remember it being fun. I also remember that some of the games on my 3DO machine I remember being fun with really good graphics. Then I plugged it in a couple of years ago and it wasn't really good graphics.
Yeah.
I still have it though. So
whenever you want to feel impressed about the current graphics,
yeah, you just plug it in. You find an S-video cable.
Oh yeah, that's right.
It's cutting edge, man. That was top of the line.
Yeah. That's Technerdy.
Awesome. And now the news. So, with the invent of the family bathroom, where you can go in and lock yourself in.
At like a store.
At a store,
okay.
Yes. You can obviously do that in your bathroom at home, I guess. Which is also considered a family bathroom, I would suppose. Well, in Oklahoma, one of those bathrooms is locked, so the employees of the Walmart that it was in assumed it was out of order because no one answered when they knocked. So they put an out of order sign on it, and when the maintenance guy opened the door after the weekend, they found a dead woman inside.
Oh boy.
She'd passed away, I guess, with the door locked, and they didn't find her. And she wasn't that old. She was 29 years old.
Whoa.
Apparently the autopsy or the medical examiner said did not appear to be foul play. So she just passed away while she's in the bathroom.
And that's what happens if you use the family bathroom and you don't need to.
That's right.
If she had been in the regular bathroom, somebody would have found her maybe before she died.
Maybe. It's possible.
And they could have saved her.
Right. So the moral of the story is avoid family bathrooms.
Unless you actually have a need to use it.
I guess.
Like a family.
Yeah.
Otherwise, the spiteful ghost of Walmart
will so
come
all you
and kill you.
orphans that aren't married yet.
So I think I've seen in TV shows the way that Europe does bathrooms, and they have like one place where it has all the sinks and stuff
Mm-hmm.
that's co-ed,
Okay.
and then the stalls are all like little rooms.
Makes
There's a
sense.
full door with walls, ceiling to floor, that then has the toilet in it.
Right.
So you don't have to differentiate. You just,
Makes sense to me.
I think it makes lots of sense. Takes a less footprint. The women don't have to complain about the lines being longer for the
Women than for
women
the
and the
men.
men.
So what you're saying is we should integrate bathrooms.
Yes,
Smartly.
intelligently. Why not?
I think we should just get rid of bathrooms and just make people go to the bathroom in the woods like our ancestors.
Just have woods installed in the
Yeah.
restaurant. I'm gonna go over to the woods real quick. I'd be unfortunate if they're the same size as the bathrooms. I can't get far enough in the woods.
It's just like a bamboo grove.
The next news story: the family was notified that their son, who was homeless, the police had found him and he was passed away. And they told the family that they checked his fingerprints, and that's how they knew it was their son. So they had a funeral, buried the guy.
Oh no.
2 years later, guess he shows up at a friend of the family's house that had been at the funeral.
The
They
dead
get
son?
the dead son.
Nice.
When they confronted police, they came out that, oh yeah, we just compared it against an old DMV photo of your son, and that's how we identified him.
Huh.
Wow.
So the family's now suing.
So they didn't look at the body?
I guess not.
Must
Okay.
have been a dismembered body, or
It was not in very good shape.
yeah,
But they compared it against the picture, so
I don't know.
That's sketchy.
But they
Maybe
paid
it
for
was
the
their
funeral.
son, but
For
the
the-
son had secretly had a twin that the parents didn't know about.
I think the mom would probably
That's
know.
possible. I mean, she could
But
get on drugs.
The thing is,
Could have been a
the
C-section, and the doctor just didn't tell him about it.
twin would have different fingerprints.
That's true.
Did they actually check the fingerprints? Or they
They
just checked the
told the
picture?
family.
Apparently not.
They told the family they checked the fingerprints. So the family, for emotional distress, although it's like the opposite of emotional distress, right? Because now all of a sudden the son's alive.
Well, but they eventually will have to.
Bury him, so they need to recoup the funeral costs at least. But they're suing for $2 million.
That's
Why
a lot of
not?
money.
Why wouldn't you?
Is that the answer to everything?
I mean, if you
Because-
lose,
Yeah, but if you win, then you just bankrupted your city's police force.
well, they're bad
Yeah.
at their jobs anyways.
That's
maybe
true.
you don't need them.
Just move. It's not like they're going to stay in the same place if they win $2 million.
That's true. Or you could
They're like,
Use
we
it
need
to-
the money to move to a place that has better
do it to
police.
turn around and buy the police force.
Privatize it like that one TV show.
They actually did that in San Francisco back in the 70s, I believe, or 80s.
Hmm.
They privatized police forces. There's a movie about it. It's
Did it
got
work?
Christian
Everybody
Slater
else
is in it, I think.
Oh. The guy from Star Trek?
I think he breaks the fourth wall of the third wall? No. We
Fourth.
talk to the camera.
Yeah.
Fourth wall.
Said it right. Dang it. Should have corrected myself.
Yeah.
And that's the news.
All right, if you want to.
Sorry it's so morbid and death related.
Yeah, we go from gaming to people dying.
It's fine.
At least one of them was like a stranger, so that's fine.
Perfect stranger.
Mm.
Don't be ridiculous.
Support the show by telling a friend.
Hey, I do this podcast weekly. I figured you don't have other friends, I'd tell you.
Oh,
I could tell my 4 friends.
You should.
I co-hosted.
That's
I
right.
just
They will
co-hosted.
definitely want
Yeah.
to listen then. Then
yeah.
it'll spread
I
like
don't know.
wildfire, which is good. Not wildfire, but spreading.
Spreading
Like what? A wildfire.
like a pandemic.
Like a pandemic. Infect your friends. That's our new ad campaign.
Oh no.
Infect your friends. That sounds bad though.
We can team up with that app game Pandemic.
There you go.
Plague Inc. Rather.
You've just broken copyright law.
Oh,
Oh no!
I think it was
I'm sure I
less
was
than
off too.
3 or 4 seconds.
All right, let's go on to consumption. Zoc, do you have anything anything you've watched, read, played?
Got a lot of stuff I've played recently. Gone through and I've been replaying my Pokemon games.
Oh,
He was playing a game that I had to stop playing at one point because it was too creepy.
Yes, Bioshock. They had for PlayStation Plus. They had all 3 games and all their DLCs on sale for $30,
wow.
and it's a pretty darn good deal. And I've heard they're fantastic games, so I bought them.
It's not a little creepy.
Very creepy. It's very unsettling. There's a lot of psychopaths. A lot
Do you
of
play
dark
very
hallways.
many games that are settling?
Yeah, Settlers in Catan.
Oh,
There you go. Civ 2,
Civ 2, yeah.
Civ 5.
Probably 3 and 4 also.
No,
Yeah,
I actually skipped
not so
those
much.
ones. Just Civ 2 and 5.
Yeah.
It's the Kirby numbers.
No one ever talks about Civ.
The original.
Yeah, I would like to try it.
Well, Alpha Centauri. I own that one.
I think I've played
Where'd it
that
go?
before.
I don't know where it went. It disappeared.
I'd like to play that one.
I would too.
I should look at getting some of the expansions for Civ 2.
Okay. I had to actually.
Yeah, there's one where like aliens attack your civilization
Whoa.
after.
From Alpha Centauri.
It's actually the settlers you sent there coming back.
Yeah, that'd be interesting. Yeah, I had to modify my Civ 2 to work on my Windows 10
Oh, yeah.
because the Windows 10 changed the way that dialog boxes work. So the first dialog box that popped up in the game.
Yeah, I had that problem. That's why I played on my Windows XP laptop from the early 2000s.
It's becoming exceedingly rare.
Well, one of these
Remember when
days
they
it's
had
going to die and
CE?
I'll be sad.
Remember they came out with CE?
Century Edition?
Yeah.
Yes.
So it was Win CE or Wince. I had Windows ME.
I remember that.
Winnie
Winme.
Winnie!
was their logo, like their campaign when they were giving away at like fairs.
All I know is that it was kind of panned and no one liked it.
Yeah. People are very critical of Windows.
I
Yeah,
like
they
Windows 10 when it
occasionally.
works.
When it's not updating.
Oh, I still have problems where I still can't log into my Windows and have it keep my profile on my main computer.
Weird. Since it was a short week and we went out of town, I didn't consume much. I'm reading a pretty good book called Ash.
But the problem with you saying that is then look at my list of.
I know we both had the same short week and both went out of town. And you
Well,
were
my list
actually
is
out of
shorter.
town longer.
It's
But-
shorter than.
That's true. You do have a shorter than normal. But I have played Dig Dug.
I like Dig Dug.
Oh.
Played it a few times. Pretty fun.
That'd be a tough way to hunt, wouldn't it? The Dig Dug method. You gotta stick an air pump in someone's mouth and pump them up till they blow up.
Yes.
It'd be hard keeping the pump in their mouth.
Come here, dear. Hold on tight.
Does it go in their mouth?
I don't know.
It looks like it
that's-
goes in their belly.
Then he said belly.
Because if you were like, if you were to attach it to a gun, like a harpoon,
It shoots into them, and then you fill their torso
yeah,
with air
Seems
until they
like a
burst.
horrible way. That's brutal on your
And
meat.
then you're like, oh, well, now I have this exploded animal that
that's how you get ground beef, right?
might not even be dead yet. That's a horrible game.
That's awful.
I think they're pumping up like tomatoes and stuff. It's not animals.
No, I think
There's
you're
a
pumped down.
dragon
Yeah,
and
you
this
pump up.
little.
The sides start getting big, like, ah.
Yeah, they're definitely animals. They have eyes.
They're bad
They're
animals.
walking around.
They're bad animals.
For some reason, they can like suddenly turn into these little translucent wings and fly through the ground. It's weird. It's a weird game.
Most animals do that.
A lot of those old games, you're like, what is the premise here? You're like this guy that can dig, but you have an air pump. Like, who came up with that?
Remember the dino game?
Dino eggs?
Yeah.
Yes.
The big giant dinosaur leg that
Yes.
mushy. And the spiders.
Weird. All right, what do you got?
So I watched a couple episodes of the Goldbergs, this TV. Sitting on the couch. I think I was playing a video game with it while I was watching. It's like that 70s show, but it's about the 80s. It's about a family in the 80s. One of the kids has a camcorder, so he records and makes movies. And so it's interesting. At the end of the episodes, it actually shows clips from his childhood. The actual guy that created the show. Like in one of the ones, they stole a golf cart and it got high centered on a pile of dirt. And the older brother's like on the back jumping on it, and it falls off and it runs over and parks and it's on top of him.
Nice.
So I figured out how to get him out. And at the end of the show, they show him get run over by this golf cart.
Wow.
Pretty funny.
Sounds like it.
It's a good show. I recognize the dad as an actor I've seen before. I think the mom, I'm not sure where or who they are. And then after, or the night that you guys left Master Zed's house, we were trying to think of what to watch. We thought about renting a movie from Redbox. We decided just to pull it off of the freshly alphabetized movie shelf that I did for them.
Oh, nice.
And we watched Dawn of the Planet of the Apes.
Cool. I haven't seen it.
Jeff Garland. There you go. And the mom is Wendy McClendon.
That guy looks kind of familiar, but
We clicked on my play show what else he's in. But I had not seen Dawn of the Planet of the Apes before. I recognize the grandpa too.
oh, he's from Wall-E, of course. That's why I
Wall-E.
recognized him.
That's a cartoon.
And Toy Story 3 and Paranorman.
He's a voice
Daddy
actor.
Daycare.
I haven't seen Daddy Daycare.
You haven't? It's funny. It's got Eddie Murphy.
So I only watch cartoons that he's in.
Interesting. So I had not seen Dawn of the Planet of the Apes before. We watched it. I really enjoyed it. I liked it better than the
Right.
Rise of the Planet of the
Is that what it's called?
Yeah, I think so.
Didn't Dawn come before Rise?
I don't know.
I think it's Dawn first, because then that's when the apes get their intelligence. Then Rise, and then it's like War.
Oh, so maybe watch Rise of the Planet of the Apes. That would at least make them alphabetical. I did find out today that there was going to be another one. A third one, one might say.
I think I've seen the first 30 minutes of Dawn of the Planet of the Apes.
Is there an ape riding a horse
Yes.
holding a
It was Dawn of the
M4?
Planet of the Apes. That's the sequel.
This one came out in 2014.
Is that the sequel?
Yep.
Okay, maybe Rise is the first one.
Which seems weird, backwards
Yeah.
almost. And I'm not sure when Marky Mark comes into it. Yeah, that's the first one.
So I've
Rise
seen
came out in
Rise.
11.
I have not seen Dawn.
Yeah, me too.
So I guess after someone said there was a third one, I was like, oh, I guess they did set it up for that. Should be good.
This is going to be called Awakening of the Planet of the Apes.
I was kind of curious because they have like the strongest ape is the leader, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the
Kind of like this podcast.
chimpanzee one is the leader, which he's the smartest of them, I think. But they have gorillas with them. They're big,
Yeah.
Strong.
stronger. They have an orangutan. He's pretty strong. Anyway, so watch that. It's good.
All right.
Then the next one, so my wife yesterday, T-Vitty, she got home and I was like, hey, you want to go get pizza? So she's like, yeah. And I rented a movie for us. I was like, oh, you rented a movie. What movie did you get? She got Logan,
Oh, cool.
which I had seen before, but she hadn't. And I was
I
kind of
haven't
curious.
seen it.
It doesn't seem like something she would just rent.
Did she know what it was?
Yeah, she knew it was Wolverine.
Huh.
Maybe she probably likes what's his
Hugh
name?
Jackman?
Hugh Jackman.
Yeah.
That's
My
He's a
Japanese
huge
teacher.
Ackman. Huge Ackman. And he fights himself in the movie, so
weird.
it's very violent. That's what you would think someone with metal claws out of their hands would do to people. Like,
Violent them.
yes,
Right.
Violate them.
Isn't there also a X-23s in that movie?
yes, X-24, I think.
Is it X-24?
Can't,
Which he's
can't
think
do that.
played by Hugh Jackman,
Oh,
but he looks
Oh.
younger, so he's fighting himself.
No,
Weird.
X-23 is the girl.
Oh, the girl, yes, his daughter's in it. X-24 is also in it. That's
Okay.
Wolverine
I was
himself.
confused for a second. I'm like, they changed.
And she's got foot claws.
Yeah, she's got 2
And
in the
she
hands
is-
and 1 in the feet.
Yeah, she is.
I want to see it.
It's really good.
We should get it like on Blu-ray.
Partway through the
Right.
movie, T-Vitty said about the little girl. She's like, yeah, her dad, in an interview said that she'd come home from filming all the time with bruises. And like, aha!
That's why she rented it.
She watched an interview or something with the actress and the actress's dad and was interested in seeing it.
There you go.
She did a great job. This little girl is a great actress. She played angry, creepy little girl very well. She did a lot of like physical acting and fight scenes and stuff.
Cool.
Awesome. And then I had not seen this movie before, so I rented it and we watched it. I think me and my middle son watched it. The Lego Batman movie.
I also watched it later that night.
I was gonna say
Another one I haven't seen.
It was surprisingly funny.
it was funny. Which is a good thing. It's funny because it had some issues, in my opinion. At one point, they kept on saying it takes a village because there's Robin, who's like an orphan.
Okay.
Not a Batman.
Batman doesn't have any family, so they're trying to,
Quoting Hillary Clinton.
I guess.
I think it's a saying from more than just Hillary.
It is.
She
but-
popularized it though, and actually, what the movie showed was it doesn't take a village; it takes a family. Because it kind of made a family with Batman being the dad, the grandpa is butler Alfred, and the son is Robin.
All the supervillains did help. At the end.
I know
Robin's
that
the
that was
mom.
weird too. And then the supervillains like teamed up against the Joker.
'Cause the
Out of
Joker.
spite.
Yeah, I mean they're villains. They're spiteful.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I don't know.
I
It's
came
a good thing
in-
it was funny dialogue
Yeah.
because without that,
Is it the same Batman from the Lego movie?
Yes, Will
Will
Arnett.
Arnett.
And he's very
He's
funny.
Very good. He plays Joe on Arrested Development.
Yeah.
He's great in that.
He's also in the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yes,
movie.
he is. He is
Casey
Casey
Jones.
I've yet to see those.
although I like the
I
Casey
think
Jones.
that one's on
I think we own them. I just
It's on
Netflix or
Amazon.
haven't
Amazon.
seen
It's on
them.
Amazon, I think.
Amazon.
I can't remember if I've seen the sequel one.
The
With
Rhino and
Rocksteady and Bebop.
Yeah.
I did draw a picture of
It's not very good.
Rocksteady
Yeah.
with Jim Carrey escaping from him. It's a little hot in these fake rhinos.
Just don't
Oh,
expect.
I think
very
it said I
much.
thought it was hot in the fake rhinos. Is what my
Oh.
caption said. Anyway.
I've stayed away from my.
No one, I don't think not many people have seen that comic because it's one of my
disturbing.
darker, disturbing ones. But I did see it earlier today. It made me laugh again. That's what I do. And then I watched a documentary on Amazon, or video called "Assaulted: Your Civil Rights Under Fire."
Oh.
And it talked about the history of the Second Amendment and the way it has been attacked throughout our country's history. And it was narrated by none other than Ice-T,
Oh, interesting.
which is good. So a lot of people don't understand that the African American community, since they were freed from slavery, have quite often relied on their Second Amendment rights to protect themselves from racist attacks, not only from the police but from like the Ku Klux Klan and other lynching people. They showed quite an interesting thing about the LA riots where the Korean business owners were kind of told by the police that, or one of the guys found out that the police aren't going to help us, they're not going to be here. So this one owner of one of the stores got the entire community together and they banded together, all got their guns out and defended their stores from the looting and rioting.
Wow.
So that's really good, and it's really well narrated by Ice-T, who's one of my favorite rappers.
Cool.
So check it out. It's good. It has a lot of good information there you didn't know or you wouldn't have known about. I learned about the Battle of Athens, which took place in Georgia, Athens, Georgia,
Right.
after World War II,
Hmm.
and involved guns.
Oh, I think I heard of that.
which points towards when people say that the right to bear arms helps to defend your liberty against an oppressive government or one that's corrupt. Like, let's say a sheriff that and his men that make money off of the fines they collect from their citizens, they get a percentage of it, and then there's going to be an election for a sheriff, and the sheriff and his men are the ones that oversee the election and
Right.
count the ballots. And then a group of recently returned veterans get their guns from the armory, and there's a battle that ensues over the ballot boxes. So, learn about that. It's quite
That's cool.
interesting. It's a good.
That sounds good.
Usually, documentaries like that, even if they're on a subject I'm interested in, I sometimes fall asleep, especially on a Sunday afternoon, which is when I was watching this one. I like to pick that stuff that I can doze in and out of.
Right.
That's my thing I do on Sunday. But this one kept me rapidly awake and attentive. It was really good. And I watched a bunch of YouTube videos.
I'm always watching YouTube.
Shocking.
I watched some golf videos. I watched.
Weird.
I found a new YouTube guy I like that's called Some Black Guy. He talks about modern events from a black guy's point of view, I guess. It's really good. I watched a very interesting Joe Rogan podcast. He is, I think, the largest grossing podcaster in the world. When he goes in depth with people. He'll do 3 or 4 hours easily with guests.
Wow.
But he had this guest on that was a guy that has studied geology and is a strong proponent of there being a flood 12,000 years ago that he believes is caused by an impact with something like an asteroid that could have turned into the quite popular ancient world story of the Great Flood.
Gilgamesh. We've all
Right.
heard of him.
And he came up with this idea 25 years ago, and now they're coming up with more and more evidence that seems to point that might not be an incorrect assumption. There's some obsidian that they call nuclear obsidian because it's created by high intense pressure and heat
Right.
that is in the geological layer about that time. I think in Greenland about the same time, going back 12,000 years from now, they found a layer of a bunch of micro diamonds that would be created with the same type of deal. And he
Interesting.
actually stepped through a bunch of pictures of different geological formations. Like, let's say you have the Grand Canyon that has this tiny little river in the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
And people assume that little river carved that huge thing over billions of years. He's like, there's a lot of people out there that believe in just gradualism and just the steady flow of it. But if you look at the history of the Earth, he claims there's cataclysmic events that an impact like that would send huge, couple hundred feet torrents of water over a couple days, and they would very easily carve things like that into the ground.
Interesting.
These showed huge stretches of land that have ripples in it, like you would see on a sandbar when the water runs over it, like on a beach.
Mm-hmm.
And you can tell if you take the wavelength of those and the height of them in comparison to the wave action we'd see with water over sand, you could kind of determine how big the wave front would have to be that did it, and it would be a couple hundred feet tall.
Wow.
So lots of interesting information. He went like 3 hours with this dude. So even if you don't believe him, he's got a lot of good backup as far as data. And one thing that he does kind of bring forth is science is never settled.
Right.
There's never an end to argument when it comes to science. Lots of people have thought that over the years, and lo and behold, the Earth's round, people. Science at one point said it wasn't. So don't just trust scientists that say that everyone else believes the same thing they do, because there's always other scientists that interpret data differently.
Right.
And a lot of times scientists are so focused on a single thing that it takes somebody that has a breadth of knowledge that looks at all of it.
Yes. Well, I think most scientists agree that you can only disprove things. So.
Right. He, this guy that he was interviewing said that he reads 2 scientific journals a day and has been doing that for the last 30 years.
Wow.
So he's read a lot of scientific journals. So it's interesting. It's definitely an interesting interview. I would check it out.
Reminds me of this the sciencey aspect. Reminds me of one of my favorite YouTubers, Hank Green. He's cooperating with PBS to create a YouTube series that chronicles the the story of life on Earth, dating back to trilobites. So the first episode, it's called Eons. You can look it up at PBS Eons on YouTube. And like the first episode was all about trilobites and how they adapted across the millions of years to become one of the most successful, Precambrian species or Cambrian species, one of the two. And I think they're doing weekly videos throughout the summer and probably into the school year, next year.
This guy also, one of the things he showed was like what would the world look like if you took the water level down a certain level, basically to where the continental shelf drops off. And he figures with this big impact like that, there'd be enough heat and stuff that it would rapidly melt a lot of the what are they called?
Ice caps?
Yeah, but the big moving
Icebergs,
no
glaciers.
glaciers. There you go. And rapidly melt those to the point that it's in a torrent of water down places that could carve canyons. But he showed pictures of, and there's not just like an ice bridge between Alaska and Russia, but a huge swath of land. And said they've just recently, or they've been at the last couple of years, I think the last 5 years, there's scientists that have been studying these 2.5 miles of ice cores they've dug in Greenland.
Mm-hmm.
That now that they're looking at each section of the ice core, they're starting to discover all kinds of interesting things.
Well, that's cool.
I dig science.
Yeah. Okay, our next segment is Nerd Cred.
Nerd cred.
As if this hasn't been nerdy enough
I know.
already.
This has been a very nerdy show so far, which is good. I think one time you were on, we accused you of being too nerdy. I think you were talking. I can't remember what we were talking about. But you went pretty nerdy.
Yeah.
Oh, I think it was the.
Was it Pokemon?
I don't think it was Pokemon. I think it was the Warhammer 40k.
Oh, that's right. It was Warhammer 40k. That's right.
There's a lot of that.
So do you have any nerd cred you want to talk about?
I made it past the qualifying round of the
That's
Paragon tournament, which
pretty good
means
nerd cred.
my team is the best Paragon team in Port Orchard. As far
Where's
as we know.
that?
Zimbabwe.
Exactly.
So
let's
people you're
see.
competing against were just local?
No, it was all around the United States.
Okay.
But there were 120 something teams that put into the first round.
Wow,
and then
half of those lost their first round, didn't they?
Yes, and we were not. So we're in the
So you're
top
the top
60 60 teams in the US.
Wow.
So that's pretty nerdy.
I would say so.
I don't know.
I didn't have time to be nerdy this week, so
At all?
I don't know.
Did you avoid somebody?
That's my MO.
Well, you know it's nerdy. Did you break your glasses and fix them with tape?
I actually don't require
Oh,
vision correction.
that's right. We've discussed this before.
I guess my dad. The DVD needs
Corrective
Corrective.
lenses.
corrective lenses
I
or
do.
contacts.
I have contacts in right now.
I don't
Does he?
like contacts. They irritate me.
I just touched my eyeball.
Yeah, I saw that. All right. What's
So,
your credit?
at work today, someone was talking about how Care Bears came up.
As they do.
So I have a friend my cube mate that is big into hunting and stuff. So he said if he was a Care Bear, he'd have like a gun that pops out of his stomach to shoot stuff. So I, at my lunchtime, drew a picture of a gun bear. So he has a gun on his stomach.
Mm-hmm.
And has a trucker hat. So my friend likes to wear trucker hats.
Yeah.
Pretty good likeness, I think, of him.
Yeah.
And I presented it to him, and he thought it was awesome. So we're trying to come up with a punny name for this bear. So I came up with Calibear. Not Cali Bear like a California bear, but
Right.
Caliber with an A.
Bear.
Or large Calibear.
Mhm.
I
So
feel like that would make bears more of a threat to humans if they could bear arms like
Well,
we could.
I think that when you think about pandas, that is a bear, right?
Yeah. I think
They
so.
look
Technically.
cute and cuddly, right? Not cute and cuddly. That's like a method to draw things in so you can get them. Now this is probably going to outstrip the last thing I talked about as far as nerd cred. So I was interested in building everything I needed in Minecraft to get started. So I made a list of the things that you need, like you obviously need like an enchanting chest. You need like, anyways, all this stuff. After looking up enough of the things, okay, how do I make this? How much material do I need? I made a filterable Excel spreadsheet where you can select from a list what item you want to build, and it takes you all the way down to the base material and what you need to get it.
Nice.
So you can
You made
check
a parts list.
I did, but it's alterable, so you can tell it how many of each thing you need, and then it pops out the base requirements
Nice.
down to the lowest element.
I'd like to add some of my nerd cred then. I too made some spreadsheets.
Yes, I love spreadsheets.
I made spreadsheets.
Like father, like son.
It's making me so proud right now.
I detailed all of the different players we were playing up against in their teams, what players they play or what characters they played as,
This counts.
how often they played that character, their win-loss ratio, their kill, death, assist ratio.
You like the what's the baseball stats people?
Yeah.
I did all of that and then like put notes like they've been playing a lot recently and
This kid won our fantasy football league a couple years ago. Gee, I wonder why.
And I did that for all three of the teams we faced in the first and
Nice.
second round robins of the tournament. So
Very cool.
Okay, if you want to contact us, our email is engineerdyshow@gmail.com. We're on Facebook and Twitter. You can go to facebook.com/engineerdyshow or follow us at engineerdyshow. Comment and rate us wherever you listen. Tell a friend, and I think that's it. Thank you
Spread the
for
pandemic.
listening this week.
No feedback this week?
No. Stay nerdy.
Y'all have been and always shall be my friends. Do you have a catchy ending phrase?
play games, they're fun. I don't know.
That works.
Try
That works.
something new.
What movie is that from?
I discourage that.
Discourage new things.
Yes.
Okay.
Stay home.
Wait.
And
So you can try new things from your couch with video games. So
yes, as long as you don't do it with other people.
okay.